Okay, let's go. In the beginning, let's just listen what we have for now. Yo, really great chop stops. The drop was cool, though these rides are so raw now, rough now. Rough. 1, 2. Ooh. I will just fast forward this part so we don't waste any time. Yeah, the drop works, the break works cool. I really love doing this empty breaks. You just keep the most interesting elements and that's it, it works always. Okay, let's start channel by channel. From what I've heard so far, we need to add some colors, some ear candies, some more extra brightness or extra tails or extra effects on mostly all of the channels. And then maybe we will add a few more sounds to have the beginning not so boring, because now I don't like it at all. Though when the bass comes in, it works really great and starts to take over from there. But we have what we have for now. I won't do anything on the kick at this right moment because timbrally I like it. Let's see. Yeah, maybe the click is a bit too high in volume, but I think we will fix it in the mix because it works in the context. Then we have the bass line, and I think this bass line needs some harmonics. By saying harmonics, I just mean that it needs more colors, because now it's so fine and so subby. We can hear it when like playing. This works in the club environment, but I think this music, this exact track is a bit chill and can work perfectly in home environment as well and for home listening. And these exact reasons, I need to add some, like mid-low colors so it would be audible in other devices which doesn't have subs or something like this. So adding color is always with a saturator. I won't use roar for this case, so I love it, but because saturator will do the job perfectly. And now once it's upgraded and has this color curve, it's so cool to work with this one. So we soloed it. Let's just do this soft sign. It already adds some colors, and then maybe add a bit drive. You see how it comes. Maybe like this, and then the opposite amount of sound. And when perfect, now I can change the dry wet position and make it as much as I want. Look, we have the like super soft sign. Now we have some colors on it. I didn't need that much colors, I don't need. And always keep your sidechain in the very end. And that's it for the bass line. Let's hear it in action, just from the part when it comes in. Works better. Okay. Next we have this snare, and I think whatever I have done on it, it's enough because it's somehow like an extra layer on top of the snare loop. The snare loop is something that I need to process further to have it working the exact way I want it. And for me, it's really boring for now, and I'm gonna do a technique with beat repeats to have some kind of crazy variations on top of what we have now. So for that, firstly, we need the beat repeat, and I will keep this beat repeat after saturator and this EQ, because those are like, you know, sound shaping processing on just the sound of the loop, and beat repeat will work on top of it before the reverb tail. So what I'm gonna do, I will just adjust this like this here. I think some offset needed, more variation. Let's check how it behaves. Perfect. And then I will group it and made some parallel layers out of it. Like, let's say 3 beat repeats and the dry chain. Let's just duplicate this 1, 2, 3, and then create a dry chain. First 2 layers I will like stereo pan them to have some wider sounding. Let's say -25 on the right. This one we will leave it in the center, and let's like tweak each of them one by one. I will mute this one. I think this one is okay. Next, that one soloed. I will change the variation maybe to 9, interval to 1/8, offset to 1/3, chance again. Let's leave it like this. Okay, now together we have some variation now, and this one will be a bit different. I think I will have shorter interval here, longer offset, variation to 10, soloed. Okay, and on this one I will add some auto panning, so it jumps to right and left randomly, and I will just push this button for syncing to our time, make it like around 50%, activate noise or random button, and then we are ready to go. Maybe more amount. Yeah, perfect. Now I will group these 3 to have a volume control on them all together. You see, group inside a group, dream in a dream within a dream. Okay, like let's say -7, and let's hear what we have now. Less in volume for sure. Okay, now the dry signal. I think I'm gonna automate this, whatever we have got, to come in softer, or maybe let's try without the dry. And whenever we got bored from this effect, we will just mute it like it disappeared. I think I need to do this inside the breaks, firstly, because the breaks are so cool now. And here we don't have anything. Let's just make sure it won't come in there. Yeah, but it's so much better now, you see. Yeah, I'm happy with the results so far. Maybe we'll come back to it later, but for now it's done. Next comes this paired resonate. Let's just listen to it. Yeah, this is really cool sound, which I like, but it's really boring because it has no movement on it. It already has, but yeah, I prepared this trick for you and I forgot to delete it. So I will just show it and will go away. Haha, I'm a cheater. But this will help me to have the organized session. So yep, we have it, and it was like this. And then I did just 3 layers of auto filter. Actually, I already did this trick inside one of the channels here. I don't remember. Maybe this boom sound, yes, it was here, but there is some difference here. So instead of doing just 2 layers of auto filter, I did 3 ones, and these 2 are just pumped to left and right. They are just like softly LFO modulated to 4 bars to have this movement. But the one in the center, which is also like filtered but with a less amount of cuts, this one is LFO'd by 1/8, and if I solo it, it changed the timbre of it. It's kind of more sound designish. Look, I can completely modify the sound this way. 1/8 works best, but maybe we can just make it a bit more amount, and let's hear all together. Maybe this one's a bit less in volume. It's much better, and maybe we can soften the delay a bit. And you know what? I don't like this boom sound in the very beginning. Let's just automate this one so it comes slowly during a minute. We will come back to this sound later. Let's see. Yeah, it's better. Okay, let's check what's going on here. Okay, we have done with this paired resonator. We are done for now, and we have this hypno parts here, which is kinda, I like it, but this sounds all like it has a huge, like a really short attack, so it's plucky, and I kinda need to like get rid of it. So I thought would be cool to do it with pitch envelope here, because this collision instrument, it doesn't have inside like an ADSR envelope. It has only for this noise generator here, but as you can see, it doesn't has anything for this inside the controls. So the trick with changing this pitch envelope works really great, and you will hear by yourself. It kind of make it even more interesting. Ooh, it was like this. Zoom it in. This and -30. It's definitely much better, and maybe we can change the time. Even better. And it's not so sharp, you know, now. And now maybe we can add in another layer of resonator with, let's say, membran. Okay, membran is also cool on it, but maybe we can change the volume of it. Better, so much better. Overall volume is too high in volume now. Less membrane. Okay, this one is not membrane. Less membrane sound. Even more. Perfect. -3 here will do the job. I think for now this one has enough, because it's grain delayed, it's got a reverb, nice with nice shimmer effect on it. We will come back to it during the mixing process. Also, for these claves, yeah, we already did the reel, you might saw it, and today I thought that I can show a trick and apply a nice technique on it with panned reverb, and because it doesn't have any reverb and space on it, it's deeper with this grain delay, it sounds deep with this grain delay, but reverb will do another job. So we just add a reverb here, just a simple one, make it 100% wet, group it, make a chain, and now I will just turn this chain, like the dry sound, to 15 right, and maybe 25 -25 to the left on the reverb tail, and let's see how it sounds now. You see, it kind of get wider and really interesting. Maybe shorter reverb tail, and maybe a bit more reflection here. Those who don't know, reflections are the earliest reverbs and diffusion is the late reverb sound. So if you want your reverb to sound more attacked and more plucky somehow, you need to make higher the volume of the reflection. It may be a bit like this. Perfect. Let's hear in the context. Really cool. This is what I call ear candy. And then we have hi-hats here. And let's see how this hi-hat sound. Okay, these are these most boring hi-hats. What I will do with these hi-hats is not about effect processing, but getting the most out of our most beloved simpler, which is Ableton Live's the simplest instrument, but it has so many tweaks for making the sound great. So what I will do here, I will start tweaking its pitch envelope. Those who don't know, pitch envelope is the same envelope like volume envelope shaper, but it triggers the pitch of the sound, so you can get some unexpected results. And let's just try to make it higher from here and down and see how it works. I was sure because it's already high pitch sound. We need to try the opposite. And you see, and maybe we need to shorter tail. And it's already so much nicer. This was like the boring closed hi-hat sound, which is already like, woohoo. Maybe shorter decay and more attack. Let's trick a bit here. Much better. Maybe I overdid attack, slowing the attack here. And then I will add some randomness to our panning of the sound. So I don't use any auto pan or anything. I just have the settings inside and I really love it. 20% is enough. And yeah, it works. Maybe I will just drop an EQ on it because I will change the tone of it to be even higher. This is not a mixing EQing, please note. This is kind of shaping the sound. And then later maybe I will tweak it for the mix. I want it to be this highish. And let's hear it in action. Yeah, much better. You start to listen, like hear it. And we don't need to sidechain or anything here because it was done inside these velocities of the MIDI clip. Perfect. Now it sounds better as well. And then we have this ride. And on this ride, I'm gonna do something because I'm not happy with it at all. Firstly, we have an echo on it and I think I'm gonna modulate this delay parameter inside the modulation. And some of you may know that if the delay is on repitch mode, that I'm showing, I can turn off from here, but I need this repitch mode. And now it's updated inside 12.1 live, so you can have this smoothing time. I will make it like 333 magical numbers, and then I will slowly modulate it. Maybe 30% will do the job, and let's hear it, how it works, and maybe rate. You see, without modulation, it's just the same. With modulation, it changed the tone, but maybe we need faster, more. Okay, more is better. Like, we're going all in. And a bit shorter. It's way too much. And maybe I don't need this phase. Now we are closer. Look the difference when I turn off the repitch. It was cool like this, but we need more for sure. Let's hear in context. It's not bad, but we need more and more and more. Echo modulation is better now, but we need some reverb, and this time I think I want to put this reverb in parallel to get some like crazy effect on it using LFO. Let's just solo it again. I hate this number here. Okay, I will map these to the size and smoother, which is smoother. It can be cool, but needs to faster. It kind of works. And no, I will want leave it as a serial effect. I want it. Taps is much than needed. I will soften the diffusion. Less in sound. I will double it to modulate another parameter. Perfect. Okay, I won't modulate this one. I will modulate actually, but with auto filter. Less in amount and like this. Better. Now I call it job -9 here, and let's hear it in action. Maybe a bit less, and we definitely have a much difference. What else do we need here? Any suggestions? I just want to make it more interactive. I know what to do, but maybe you suggest me and challenge me here. Let's just do some ducking. Who knows what is ducking? Autopan. Actually we have this somewhere here in the shakers resampled. Yes, I will just copy and paste it here. So much better. Wow. Maybe now it's too low in the volume and we can just roar it away. Just after everything else, before this sidechain. Wow. I will let the beat crusher mod. Perfect. Wow, I'm happy. This ride sounds so cool now. Maybe we don't need this much delay. It's 99%, so I will make it like a bit more relaxed, 75. Cool. You hear how this roar behaves? Ooh, we don't need it this much maybe, but that's it. Wow, I'm happy. Then we have this closed hi-hat which has only some tail on it with a reverb. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's boring as hell. Those type of hi-hats can be boring as hell, but let's try something that I call some mid-side processing. I don't call it, it's actually a mid-side processing. So for that, firstly, we need utility to be added here. I will group it and then I will change its mode from the usual one, which is like controlling the width here, to mid-side mode. And this way I can like either select mid or side or somewhere in between, but for that one, for one parallel chain, I will just select it on the side and then I will duplicate it to the mid. So this way we have the mid of the sound here, just the sound in the center, and the side here. So we can just try anything we wish on the side, and to keep it like really for a gift or present for those who listen to your music on the headphones or on the big stereo systems and hearing the stereo in the right way. So it's really doable things to have this kind of ear candies for headphone listeners. Unless it doesn't make your mono sound worse, you can do anything you wish. So let's try this trick. Maybe we will add just like reverb on it. Yes, I was just trying to read some memo. Nothing hearable because yes. Perfect. And then what I'm going to do is adding auto pan with random position to just trigger this crazy side information to left and side, right. Let's see how it works with 16 and make the shape a bit like this and maybe soften it a bit. It kind of acts like a noise pattern now, but it works somehow. And then maybe we can add something like we did on the right. Just we will tweak the settings like this to be like a tail for this. Okay, it works. But we need to change the offset so it kinda acts, or maybe I will change the shape. I will change the inverts. Nice. Better. It was like this, now we have like extra layer on it. Maybe less in volume. And acute, so we only have the brightest aspects of it. Why this EQ doesn't show me anything? Okay, it's so low in volume. And maybe we will cut out some meter sounds. We can lower, make higher volume for sure. Let's hear it when it starts. No, we don't need this much sound. Okay, better. Let's move forward, and what we have next is called shaker resampled. And for those ones, I'm gonna beat crush them, or not beat crush, hard clip them, so they sound a bit more interesting, because they are sounding really interesting in pattern, but really generic with the overall timbre. So how to do some clipping effects when you don't have any clipper with external plugin, I will show the trick. For that we just need a saturator or limiter or whatever instrument has this clipping option in it, and we will use like hard clip settings for this one, and we won't change anything else here. And we need utilities just before and after it. So the first one, push it harder. Well, let's have this darker in the end, and the other one pushes it back in sound, and then we will just tweak the volumes until we are happy with the results. So let's say like 25 dBs higher in volume here just before the clipper, and the opposite here. Let's just before after, we need more gain, and this is enough. Let's see before after. You see how much interesting it became. Maybe we can tweak after this with this. Cool. Yeah, it's better, and maybe change the settings to, let's say, digital clip. This works actually. Let's just before after. Too high in volume. Minus 30 was a good deal. Before. Oh, so much thicker sound. So much better. And then we are done with the groove. Now we have this chord stop incoming. And once I read this chord, and as they sound dubbish, I will show you my most beloved preset inside Ableton Live, which was actually the reason I made my roar delay effect track. I was inspired from this, and I will just type in dub and it will come in here. Raw dub echo, I think. Yes, I'm right. So this effect, like you will hear when I just turn it on, followed. Just like you directly drop it on it and it's already cool. But now our direct signal is being much more like pushed forward, like saturated, which I don't like. So for this I just can blend it to 100% to the feedback. Now we can't hear our main sound, just the tail of it. And then group it and add a row chain without roar on it. So now we have both I will lower the volume with -9. Now we don't have any direct here, with just the feedback and maybe less delay amount. Let's hear it. Very cool. And then I wanted to make as a ping pong delay. I don't see anything here, as I don't think anything to control this ping pong, and because roar is not a delay, but it can function as delay, we need to add just auto pan to make it ping pong. And for that, we need just to have this auto pan to be at the same rate value as is this dotted feedback mode. So we have 1/8 note dotted, which means it's like 1/8 plus the half of 1/8, which is 3/16 note in this case. So we will find the 3/16 option here and make the amount until we are happy, maybe with this or maybe with this shape, which is like to act like which is like basically the ping pong effect. And let's see here it. It works. If we want even like to play with this rate amount, we can do like this 6/16. I'm not sure if I can find it here. I even like it this better. I think we need more volume here in the context. And maybe more amount of saturation on our feedback tail. Yes, more volume. Now it works perfectly. It got so much deeper. I like it. So that's why I love this crazy instrument so much. No other delay can work like this. Next, we have our Pium sound. I'm not sure what to do on it. I'm quite happy with the results because we add some movement on it. We have this echo doing some crazy thing with modulated delay. Maybe I will just add a tiny amount of shimmer reverb and then we are done. Again, I'm always gonna tell you, do your reverbs in parallel so you never ruin your phase. And you know, you never have these phase issues with your scenes and other sounds because reverb tails can be problems when mixed with the sound directly with driver. So here, algorithm, shimmer, and let's say -1 here, 100% shimmer and 100% modulation. Perfect. Yeah, it's so much better with the reverb. Okay, we have only left the pad. Now the dub delay tail is so much higher in volume. -3. Okay, it acts a bit strange, but let's see. It's cool. Wow, our track got so much better. I actually didn't even thought it will be so. Now we have our pad. What I wanted to show you was something I learned only yesterday because I did it with a new effect called Auto Shift. This is just another effect that has arrived with the update 12.1, and this is kind of an auto-tune effect, so for tuning your vocals or anything else that needed to be tuned. But I see huge creative potential inside it, so I just randomly try it when I have some free time, which is not that much currently, but I promise you I'm gonna use it more and even maybe make a effect track from it because I like it so far, but I need a bit more time for it. So during the next stream for sure we will have more auto shift during our project. So for now what I need to do is to put here our root scale, which was A minor, and then I will use it in parallel and tweak it around to have some really nice layer to our to add some nice layer to our pad. Let's see, I will solo this. Okay, it's already making some nice effects on it, and here let's say -12 pitch. Okay, add some LFO maybe on the formant. You see, we already have some crazy ear candy done. What about vibrato? Nice, natural. And maybe we can have a bit more panning on LFO, and maybe sine will be better on this pad. More panning. And let's hear it in the context of the pad itself. Okay, I need an EQ here for sure to cut some unwanted frequencies out. Again, this is more sound designish, less mixing with EQ. I want this psytrance sound which Casimiro admires to be here inside the whole track. In the meanwhile, I prepared an audio channel for some FX job, which I will add in the moment we have already have these positions on, because these are the most important moments of the tracks that need to be somehow complemented with some effects. And I think I'm gonna add some club sound, like classic techno-ish sounding clubs, as effect from maybe here. I think I have something prepared here. I have much more something. 91. This is a cool one. I don't need drum rack or anything for this because I'm gonna do some crazy chopping here. -12. Okay. Doubled. Like this. Yes, but I will just double this and reverse it. So we have an interesting knob edit. Yes, this one will be shortened with an envelope, maybe like this, and lower the volume. Here we will just make like this and dum 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 here. The second one always lowered. We don't need this triple one here actually, because our bass line already does a great job with its pitch modulation, with which we drew last time. Yeah. Now we need some crazy effects here, and let's just bring in echo. Dot hit, I don't want dot hit, I want 16ths, 3/16ths, like this. Modulation for sure on the filter, all the way up, and let's hear it in action. Ping pong. Oh, stereo was better for this one, and maybe I will better reverb on it. Parallel. You see, I'm never lazy to create parallels, so you can learn to do so. But I have like saved chain inside my chains, and usually I do it like just bring it in. But for you, I'm gonna make it all the time. More tail, low cut. Maybe we need to diffuse it better. And now I know why I don't like it, and one of the reasons why doing it in parallel has so many advantages. I will just add an EQ, cut it off, and maybe bring in some frequencies higher, which I like and want to be here, and do this some crazy EQing on it. Yes, but I need saturator here to do some warming job. Clipping, just a soft sine, like -9. Oh, I'm good. Let's hear it in action. Yes. And then we can edit here and here. Sorry. Okay, now we have our FX2 called Club, FX1 called Scene Part to drop, so I can just differentiate them. And then what else? We need something really interesting here, just before the first drop. So let's find what I've got inside some selected samples. FX3 inside this live stream folder of color. So I have some FXs here. Wow, it's like sounds like a monkey, synth monkey. Let's try it. I like it. It's gonna be tricky because it's not into our exact time, but what I like about audio is that you can warp it in your desired way, even without thinking what BPM is there, what to do. Maybe like this. This one is better. Let's see how it acts. For sure, texture mode here. Let's just lower the volume and see how it behaves, just roughly. Yes, it worked. Maybe we need some fade in. Much better. Then we need just some effect on it. And let's say again echo, because it's cool. Echo is really powerful, to be honest. It has so many possibilities to tweak around because also of this character. And I will use this wobble now. Let's see how it works. Let's just make the settings here the way we want. I want a long tail. I want again 3/16. 3/16. This time maybe ping pong. Let's just hear it so loud. It's already cool. But we will come to this character and do this wobble on it. Too much. Maybe try more morph. Cool, it wobbles actually. It make it kind of, it's a old sound from a tape machine vibe. Hipster guys. I think I will filter it out like this and like this. Maybe too much resonance here. And I will need an EQ before it to shape our sound the way we need. Yes, and mid of it more than high of it. And let's hear it in action. Yeah, it's cool. But maybe we try to add a sound on this drop, and then we will add the sound in other positions on the drops as well. But before, let's find places for this one. I think we have here, no, but it still needs to be here and here just before the cuts come in. Let's see. That one I was sure. Maybe we'll have like 2 kicks off here. Crazy roar delay. Then it just goes down in volume. Yeah, by the way, in these cases, when mixing, I might freeze this channel or resample it completely so I have total control over it. It's really great, it worked great, but somehow when it behaves strange, you need to just make a sound audio out of it and then just cut out the parts you don't like and only leave the parts you like. But it comes in later. Yeah, here is cool. Yeah, we need another layer of FX and I think it's kinda enough. If I'm doing like, I get deeper, but if I do, we won't have enough time for mixing session today, which will be another hour. I will just add FXs or some variations every 8 bars. I love it when I hear in others production and I love it to do myself. Yeah, there are some tracks that I don't do it in purpose, but mostly I do it because it makes so much like interest to the track and it never gets bored. And if you can, why no? That's maybe about me, but I like this. I like to do this. And let's see what we have there. Maybe with this. Let's just fuck around with it and make something really crazy out of it with the texture mode on and like pitch high. Yes. Wow. Maybe 9. I like it this way. And what if I do so? Perfect. Then we need to just wash it out with huge hybrid reverb tail again in parallel. Or maybe like this. Yes, just the wet sound. We don't need parallel only this time and algorithm. And let's try this time tides again or prism. Let's do the prism. I haven't tried much with the prism, but let's see if we can do something interesting. Maybe it's too high in volume from here. Let's hear with this one. I will do like this and add some. Yes. Like this. Yes, we will duck it later to have more interest on it, but I need to cut this. And it's out of tune. Let's just bring in our EQ8 for tuning the sound because it won't fit in. You see, this is C sharp note, and for this one 4 we need it to be pitched down in 4 semitones, and it's like 44. And it worked immediately. -15, -15 here. Maybe it's too high in pitch, so we'll do like 32. Better. We need our ducker from here. Not that much maybe. And I don't like this prism algorithm, to be honest. It doesn't show anything like to control it. Maybe it's cool, but not for me. Let's go to shimmer or quartz. Let's try the quartz. Yeah, quartz is also modulated. Yes, I like it. Such a good one. More low dump, so it's higher in sound. And let's see. Cool. Here, 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 and here. Let's just try it here. And on the second drop, a break, and then we can have 5 minutes break and start our mixing session. More tail, for sure more tail. Wow, it can't be any more, but let's see. Okay, I'm getting addicted to this break, so I can't pause it now. And let's hear how it works here. Let's maybe layer here like this. We need our clap to be brighter. Now it's long enough. Wow, I love our rough dub echo. I'm quite happy with the result, but here I have an advice to all of you. Always leave a room before your production sessions between working on the same track. Like, let's say you did it quite fast, you leave it to get rested for a week, and then you come back to it with completely fresh ear and approach. Do it again, and believe me, on the third time you are gonna make it boom. When you work on the same project for days, hours, weeks, most probably you are gonna ruin it unless you have already released albums, tracks, EPs, and you are in your 5-6 years of production experience. But most of you just start it over. It's 1 year or 2 year or maximum 3 year, and you haven't much released track. You are not enough confident. But leaving the room for your ears in between the production session of the same track is beneficiary in many ways. So trust me and do this trick with all your productions. And then let's say if you have 7 days a week with 3 hours for production sessions, you can start over 7 tracks each day, or maybe 5 tracks each day, or 2 days of experimenting and trying new things, and then 5 days of sound design sessions, and then another 5 days of mixing sessions, and then another 5 days of final mixing session. But this way, during just 1 month, you can have ready 5 fully produced, really cool tracks which are not overthought. Don't overthink on your production. Try to work as hard as you can, do as much shit as you want, but don't overthink on it. Ever. Before proceeding with the mixdown, I need to fix the issue with my shortstop. As I can't freeze groups directly, I'm gonna do a trick here. So we won't resample it and wait for like 3 minutes until it's done. For that, I'm gonna need a MIDI track with a huge note here without any instrument. This is like a secret trick I stumbled on a YouTube video. Command Shift M with just a random note which comes from beginning to very end. Okay, and then I'm gonna add a compressor and activate this sidechain listen button and sidechain it from our shortstop group. After it, I can just freeze and flatten this channel. And here we go, and it didn't work. It worked. So let's hear it in action. Here was cool. I will just cut out the parts that I don't like. Now it behaves like it should be. We just need to mute this one. And it's all good. So we are all safe here, so it doesn't do unwanted things. And if there is a part we hear later and we don't like, we just cut it out and bring like these parts copied. Yeah, I don't like when it just interrupts for these parts, and maybe we can do some trick here. Let's try do crossfading. That's why I like working with audios. Yeah, why? Okay, but and now here as well somehow doesn't work as it should be. I can't understand why it's like this. I will Google it later, but we can copy and paste this section on the parts from here to here, another one here. Oh yes, it's better. No, yeah, we need to do here. And maybe I will bring this whole part from here with an option button. Okay. And let's just three. Okay. And maybe we just can copy from here to here all the way till the very end. Sorry. It's okay now. Let's check the very end. And I think I will just completely take it off in the very end. Yes. This is called shortstop final results, which is cool. And then we are ready to go with mixing process.